I'm here to talk about Festool's TS55. It's not your daddy's circular saw. Comes in this case, which we call a sustainer. Comes with a plug-it cord, of course the saw, and some other little accessories and goodies we'll get into, and the manual nobody ever reads. Right? Okay, so we'll talk about what you get with this saw. First of all, let's talk about the scale. Now this one's in imperial units, so you've got inches. You'll notice that there's a scale basically on two different sides. Where it says FS, that means it's on your rail. These are FS rails, and it comes with a 55-inch rail if you wish to buy it that way, or you can just buy the basic tool and choose which length of rail you want. And we have them all the way up to 197 inches in length. So you can make the choice of what rail you want, or buy it with a 55-inch rail. Then if you want to connect rails together, we also have connectors that'll connect the rails. So this is how you set the depth. If it's on this side, that's if it's on the rail. If it's off the rail, you're going to have 5 millimeters more, or off for depth. Now, setting it is really easy. Just push in, bring it down. Right now I'm saying I want to cut basically 1.25 inches depth. So it's going to automatically stop. You push this button to bring it down, you'll see your depth. It has a riving knife. The riving knife is spring loaded. You'll notice it actually comes down ahead of the blade. The reason is it'll actually fit into a kerf if you're taking a cut where you stopped and you want to move your rail down a little bit. That'll help you line it up to make the cut. Works really nice. This is for dust control. You just slide this down once you're on the rail. So let's get a little section of rail here just to show that. I have this on the rail. I'm going to bring this down on my cut to keep the dust collection, to maintain it better. So it's going to trap some air, make sure that it flows where I want it to. I also have a different piece that comes in here, which is sacrificial. I'll get into that here in a little bit. We have a fast fix lever. This is for changing the blade. If I pull up on this blade and just push down, you'll see that it locks it into place. With this is centered in the hole for you can get to the access to the blade arbor. Has an onboard wrench kept right here in the handle. You'll notice it also locks the blade. It even locks the triggers out. Now you should unplug your saw before you change the blade, but if you fail to do that, you couldn't start it either way. So it's a good safety feature. Locks the blade, makes it easy to remove. Just simply push this down and releases. This is a variable speed saw, and the reason it's variable speed is we have blades for different materials. So you could buy a blade for a solid surface, for example, plastics, and therefore you need to have a variable speed saw to be able to accommodate those different speeds you need for those blades. You can also change the angle in the saw really easy. There's two knobs, one on each side. Just turn them, and you'll see that you can get angle up to 45. It has a stop at 45 and a stop at 0. But let's say you're boxing in a column and it's not square. Imagine that. You can actually get it past 45 real simply. There's a green button right here. If you pull out on that, it'll then move all the way out to 47 degrees. And you can put it wherever you want in between and lock it down. If you want to go beyond 0, there's a little green lever here. Lift out, and that'll bring it back to -1 degrees. So again, if you got to open up a corner, you can do it that way. Then just lock it in. Dust collection on these are phenomenal. You have some green touch points here. All the green, of course, is a touch point with Festool, something that you're going to manipulate or control. That is to get the saw so that it'll fit on the rail tightly. Now, it's not so tight that it doesn't slide, it just doesn't have any play. So you're taking the play out on one side at a time. Once you get the play out, just turn it. Once you got it out, you go back to the other side and do the same thing and get the play out of it. And once you've got that accomplished, you're ready to rock. The first time you cut a new rail, your strip is actually wider than where your blade's going to cut. So the first time you cut, you're going to cut through that zero clearance strip, and that's going to mate it up to the blade, so there's going to be zero clearance, so it won't have any tear out coming up. And if you cut into any substrate, like in this case an MFT table, you can cut into the table. It's going to give you zero clearance on the bottom. but you could use a piece of foam or any other material and accomplish the same thing. So no tear out top or bottom. TS55 will allow you to set your depth all the way down to 2 1/4 inches. So it's a pretty versatile saw. It has constant speed under load so that it doesn't burn. That keeps the speed constant if you're going through a knot or pushing at different speeds. And so it's an excellent blade on it, comes on it. You'll see it has a lot of teeth, 48 teeth. We do have other blades for ripping, for more precise cross cutting if you want it. I think you'll find the quality of the cut on this one is exceptional. Now, I talked about the strip being 0 clearance. That's going to be on the left side of the cut relative to where I'm standing. If I want to have 0 clearance on the right side of the blade, I'm going to use this. This also comes with your saw. And this will just lock in here. Hard to do it from where I'm standing, I guess. Easy for me to say. Okay. You also want to slide this down onto your workpiece. And there is also a knob like this you can tighten in place. But what's going to happen when I plunge down, you'll see that's actually going to cut into this piece. So it's going to make it 0 clearance. In other words, I'm going to cut through it. It's going to be sacrificial. It's going to keep me from having any wood tear out on the right side of the blade. Now, a little tip for you on this. We sell these in packs of 5, for example, or you can get them in a larger pack of 20, I believe. But let's say you buy a pack of 5 of these. If you're routinely cutting 3/4 material, then you might write 3/4 on here and just, say on the back side, just reuse this one over and over again. The difference is if you make a cut on something thicker, like say 5/4 wood, then you're going to cut farther into this strip, and now it's not going to be as effective on 3/4 stock. So you might make one 5/4, you might make one 3/4, etc., and that way you'll always have one all ready to go. That's the Festool TS55.